Alright, welcome back to this next chapter of the Let's Play Clan Quest mod edition of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. We last left off escaping hit job on us from Therese, and we're going to now resolve the final part of this quest line. It's the main quest line of Santa Monica. It's the big reveal. We're going to find out the big twist about the sisters Jeanette and Therese. Yeah, I remember the first time I played this. This is a really cool character. That's all I'll say for those of you who haven't actually seen this before.
You. I'm really sorry it had to end this way. I truly am. You seemed promising, but you've been tainted by the stink of my sister's schemes. And now, I'm going to make sure she never double-crosses me again. Don't listen to her. She'll kill us both. Save me and I'll help you find Bertram. I swear. Shut up, Jeanette! I warned you to stay away from Tongue. He's turned you against me. I always looked out for you, but you couldn't stand my success. You had to meddle, didn't you? I didn't want it to end like this.
So here we find out she's
Malkavian. You never gave me any
Malkavian.
credit for anything, Therese. I was
She's
the one calling
unwinding.
the shots. Bertram was dancing on my leash. How does it feel to know that I beat you?
Okay, so you have to choose your dialogue options really carefully here if you're going to try to save both Jeanette and Therese personalities. So the persuasion option is the right way to go. Why are you both fighting?
Isn't it obvious? I'm about to rid the night of this deviant, backstabbing whore. Do you realize that despite her condition, she still fornicates with kind, no less?
Yes,
So
there's a chance.
So unclean. You're one to talk, dear sister. Or should I say daddy's little girl? Do you want to know just how depraved the Baron of Santa Monica can be? Shut up, Jeanette.
Oh, don't I?
You'd love the world to think you're a saint. When you thought I was asleep, I used to hear Father come in at night. I heard him whisper how much he loved you in your ear before he... Don't finish that sentence, or you're dead.
Both of you stop. I think West changed this so it was like more obvious what's the correct choice to choose. Because before you had to be like, have some negotiation skills and realize you're not really supposed to pick sides. I think this is a change. Both of you stop.
Don't you want to hear what happened? How she became the
Yes.
pillar of the community she is today? Shut up. Just shut up!
So I guess this character is based on one of the developers, the original developers, like an ex-girlfriend he had. I think I know which. I went to the Vampire Grand Masquerade back in 2010. I think I know who it is. Stop it right now, both of you.
Don't try and stop me. I've had to overlook her treachery, her seduction, relations with my enemies, and the consequences of it. But I won't endure her any longer. Endure me? Dear sister, you've done everything you could
Imagine
to
if you
smother
came
me.
home and
You
your
love
girlfriend
to
was
bury me
talking
in
like
your
this.
closet, along with all your other
I would walk
stepchilds.
right
I'm
out the
good
door.
Girl. You're the wicked one. You've done nothing but plot against me.
In fact,
And
if I were in the
have
game
our
right now,
best
that's
interests at heart.
probably what I would actually do. I'd be like,
I've
okay,
always covered up
you
your
guys have
mistakes.
fun. See ya.
I've taken care of you. And this is how you repay me? Taken care of me. You've done nothing but keep me down. Blame me for every mistake. Did you expect me to let you rule my life until the end of time? No, sister. You've had it coming since our last sunrise. Is that right, dear? If it wasn't for me, you would have never survived this long. Remember? They tried to separate us, but I refused. I chose this life and brought you into it so that we could stay together. Obviously, you've forgotten.
If you both want to continue to exist, you're going to have to live with each other.
She's a control freak. People, things, emotions. If she can't control something, she gets rid of it. And you're a wild animal. You'll rub up against anything that'll take you in for the night. Then when you're stuffed and bored, you bite the hand that fed you.
Both of you have been working against the other. Together, you'd be a power.
I don't think that's possible. How could I ever think to trust her again? Trust me? Who could trust you after what happened with Father Dearest? Father loved me. I was a good girl. I always did what I was told. You always hated that he loved me. You disobeyed him. You brought men home when he wasn't there. You were an awful daughter to him.
That's all in the past. Forget about it.
Father came home drunk one day and mistook me for Therese. because I'd fallen asleep in her bed. Don't listen to her. She's lying. Therese walked in while he was there, and she saw me lying with him, and so she went to the closet and pulled out his hunting shotgun, loaded it with deer shot, and blew his mind out all over the silly clown wallpaper. That's a lie. Father killed himself because of Jeanette. She made him miserable. As I recall, he died with a smile on his face.
Okay, so here we have to be smart about what to pick. No matter what happened, you two need each other to move on.
Why? How will this time be any different?
Think of how powerful you could both be if you worked together.
Therese doesn't like to share. Jeanette's irresponsible. She's undependable. A venture like mine requires class and distinction, which is something a pigtailed face-painting harlot does not lend very well. You do have
This
a
is
way
like
with
Vampire the
words,
Masquerade
sister.
Therapist
You're
Edition.
Right. I'm not in the same class, am I? I mean, murderers are so respectful these days.
Let's see. Therese, let Jeanette have more responsibility.
More responsibility? So that she can ruin every opportunity I give her? Of course. You're the only one who can secure zoning permits and shake hands. I'd never be able to keep up.
Jeanette, stop sabotaging your sister's plans.
But I only do it for attention and out of love. You do it because you're vindictive and jealous, and you deserve it.
If you'll call a truce and run this place equally, there's no need to kill each other.
If she would stop treating me like a child, if she would start behaving like a rational adult.
You both must have gotten along at one time.
Yes, there was a time. When I was a child, I didn't have many friends. I suppose Jeanette was the only one. We never did get to go out of the house much. Father wouldn't allow us. He said we'd get hurt, so we stayed inside and we imagined our own worlds. And we spent so much time there together, ruling over those places. Those were happier times, before we grew apart.
You don't really want to kill each other, do you?
I never did. No, I guess I don't. Jeanette, if I were to offer you equal control in Santa Monica, would you quit consorting with Tongue? I'll stop working against you with him. But since I've got him in my pocket already, there's no reason for me not to pay him a little visit once in a while, when he can be of use. That's not a bad plan. There's just one more thing. I want to be in charge of Santa Monica, but only publicly. I want you to continue to convince others that our relations are strained. That way, we know who our enemies are. I agree.
Give me the gun, Therese.
Take it. I'd hate to look at it again and think
Sweet,
of what
we got a
almost
gun.
transpired. I suppose now that Jeanette and I have settled our differences, I'll call off the feud with Tongue. Bertram's hiding in an empty oil tank at the old gas station.
I could
I'll
have
tell
told
him
you
to
that.
expect a visitor, and I'll ask him to be extra nice.
Extra nice. Thanks. Goodbye.
Please give Santa Monica's regards to the prince, and keep your tongue tied about what happened tonight, or we'll have to kill.
Oh, so I forgot I had achievement system installed. Yeah, this is the achievement module, which I developed as part of Clan Quest mod. And this is the first one I think you can get is one of 3 achievements for however you handle this situation. So we got the Negotiator. Resolve Jeanette and Therese's differences.
You.
Cool. So I can talk more about that later. There's more that'll pop up. But people have different theories. I've read a lot of different theories about Jeanette. She's probably one of the most speculated upon and beloved characters in the game, probably because of Jeanette's impressive rack. But anyways, some people think one personality or the other is a manifestation of a sex abuse victim, as her little story kind of shows us. But I actually think that she has always been a split personality, kind of existing within the same body. Anyways, we can finally move on with the game now. We figured out where Bertram Tongue is, and we're going to find out what the Nosferatu are all about.
Look who finally made it. Thought you'd never find me, huh?
Bertram's maybe one of my favorite characters. You knew I was looking for you?
I've gotten good at knowing when I'm wanted.
Are you Bertram Tongue?
one and only. Don't bother with the introductions, fledgling. I know who you are.
You do?
News travels down the kindred grapevine like wildfire. And that courtroom spat between LaCroix and Nines Rodriguez is a juicy little morsel. And you in the middle. How interesting.
That's great. So you know I survived.
Oh, you did you? Well, I wasn't worried. So why did you need to find me? What did you need?
I need to get to that warehouse for Mercurio.
Oh, never mind. The warehouse, though. I've been watching the place. The Sabbat has a bunch of low-life humans working day and night to move stuff through there. There's some major staging going on.
The Sabbat?
The Sabbat. Jeez, you're green. It's like this. We're all monsters, like it or not. I'm not gonna say the Sabbat are the evil vampires, because none of us are the good guys here. But the Sabbat, they glorify their monstrous nature. They refuse to hide it, and go out of their way to show it. They're also brainless and reckless. They have a life expectancy of a vampire fruit fly.
Ah, the Sabbat. Since you didn't get the intro in the tutorial, I did play that in this Let's Play video. It's nice to kind of hear someone sort of explain about the Sabbat a little bit. And just a little hint, I'm working on CQM4, as most people know. And it's going to be about the Sabbat. And we're going to address some of these prejudices about the Sabbat. We're going to see just what kind of vampires they really are. And it's actually all tying back to, well, some of it, to a certain extent, is tying back to this very quest we're about to go on. So let's do that. Can you get me inside the warehouse?
Yes, I can. Just tell me when you're ready, and we'll leave. Once you're there, however, you're on your own. You'll have to get into the place and plant the explosives in the middle office to take the whole structure down.
I was born ready. Let's go. Okay, I had a hard cut there. I got interrupted while I was recording this, but we're back now. While you're away, I actually used up my experience points to buy new skills. So let me show you what I got. I got the next point in strength. Need to get that melee combat up. Dexterity is always good, particularly with this mission because we need to do some sneaking. And my sneaking's pretty shit right now, so it's good to get higher dex. That seemed a little too physical for my Tremere, so I also bought a point of scholarship. That's good for research and persuasion. Both of those things we're going to need higher skills shortly. And then I also got the next dot and dominate. It's always good. I think level 3 is pretty good. And after that, we don't necessarily need to get too much higher. But anyways, let's continue the mission. And we're going to try to be somewhat stealthy here. I'm probably still going to kill some of the guards, like this guy, for instance. He's taking a leak. I'm about to have a bad time. Right, so I kept going on and on about how the medical clinic is like the boss level of Santa Monica, but this is the actual like final challenge boss level. And it's pretty good. It's one of these missions that's unto itself. And of those in this game, it's one of the better ones. We get a few more of those downtown LA. But they're just not as well constructed as this one. And I think it's, again, sort of a product of the development timeline running short. So anyways, let's listen to these guys.
What the fuck is going on here tonight? Marcus is all in everyone's face and shit.
Didn't you hear? A new shipment came in. Some pretty serious hardware.
Yeah, I heard. But what the fuck? We get that kind of shit in here all the time. What's so different about tonight?
I don't know. Marcus is tense as a motherfucker. Maybe you heard something.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, but keep your fucking eyes open. And someone better tell those clowns in the freight house to quit playing cards before Marcus comes out and starts peeling fucking
You know what
caps.
I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Alright,
Yeah, I hear you.
dominate him. And break this dude's neck. Very carefully sneak around, break this dude's neck. That's how you stealth that part. Yeah, those guys have these throughout this whole warehouse. The gang members have these little conversations that give you some context into what's happening. It's pretty cool. Alright, dominate this guy. Also, I think you get extra points if you don't kill anyone before you blow up the warehouse, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not even sure if I remember everything I'm supposed to do to get through here without being seen, so it's been a while since I've done this. But if we're lucky, there's a really hilarious conversation coming up here shortly. Get this ring. There's a ring there. I can sell that later. Is he gonna say it? I think we have to go down there. Oh, here he is. Here he is.
I forgot to look, but I'll do it tonight.
What can I pay you guys for? This is the big score, so do your goddamn job right, or I'll bury you in the desert and find someone who can.
Won't happen again. So I'll check the shipment tonight.
Order a pizza? Order a pizza? Where are they gonna deliver it, numbnuts? 13 abandoned warehouse full of kill-on-site copyheads away?
I can pick it up.
No. No one's going anywhere while we're sitting on this shit. How about I put a bullet in your gun? That way you
Fuck! Oh, I went the wrong way. Part of me wants to reload the game and do that again, but I've already done this like 3 times. You guys didn't see it in the editing. Oh, I'm mad at myself. I wanted to hear the rest of the pizza conversation. It's hilarious. That's okay. We'll get through this. Okay, we set the explosives. Grab this gun. We're gonna get the fuck out of here. The Sabbat's coming for us. Oh no. Oh fuck, since when did he do ag damage? Holy shit. Fuck this. I do not remember that guy having claws and fucking you up that bad. Holy Moses. Alright. Well, I fucked this up royally. That's okay, because you know what? It'll be faster this way. I think we gotta fight one more Sabbat dude here. He like drops down from this. Yeah, there he is. So they don't, I feel like they don't explain it very well in the game's intro, but those guys are shovelheads. They're not real Sabbat. They're like just the shock troops. And they talk about it a little bit, but they don't talk about the rest of the Sabbat enough to give it any context. And again, that's what I'm hoping to allay in this next version of Clan Quest mod. Introduce the true Sabbat, not just shovelheads. Okay. Boom. Now we meet Beckett. He's awesome. This animation crashes sometimes and he stays a wolf. It's pretty funny.
The warehouse. Your handiwork, I presume?
Let's see. Yeah, that was me.
Hopefully no Sabbat saw you escape. They can be somewhat antagonistic.
Who are you? Why have you been following me?
I see my reputation, for once, does not precede me. My name is Beckett. I haven't been following you, per se. We've just coincidentally been at the same places at the same time, for different reasons. So sorry if I unnerved you. Tell me, have you by chance seen or felt anything strange since your embrace?
Gee, well, vampires are real. That's kind of weird. Let's see. You can tell them about this stuff, but it doesn't really go anywhere. We'll just tell them about the ghost. Actually, let's tell him about the Thin Bloods, because he has a lot to say about that. I met some kindred on the beach that didn't seem like kindred.
Thin Bloods. They're a fascination of mine. They are considered a weaker, more human-like kindred, hence the name, Thin Blood. But they are sired same as any of us. I've heard a large concentration of them live in this city. They're one of the reasons I'm in Los Angeles.
I didn't really see anything out of the ordinary.
Most of my contacts here report sensing something unusual in the night air, like a sense of dread or pressure. But I'm not a native to these parts, so I can't tell if it's irregular. And since you're still fresh, perhaps you're not
weird.
attuned to it. Pleasure meeting your acquaintance, but there are rumblings for me to discredit. We shall, I'm certain, meet again. Or never again. Good night, young one. And be careful. You're very likely being hunted by the Sabbat.
So Beckett's one of the only canon characters in the game. Like the rest of the characters, the developers just made up, but Beckett and I think Jack are the only two, if I'm not mistaken, that are in like the novels and the source books and all that good stuff. So people like hardcore Masquerade fans that were playing this game way back in 2004 probably got a huge hard-on when he made an appearance. So anyways, night Beckett. And then he runs off. He didn't used to do that. It's a new edition, I think. Okay, so now we unlock the next chapter of the game after we talk to Bertram one more time.
Nice work, fledgling. I felt that explosion a mile away. It's all over the news, too. Man, there's gonna be some pissed off Sabbat just howling for blood tonight.
Thanks. Do you know someone named Beckett?
Beckett? Why no?
I spoke with him.
Why? No kidding. Huh. Must be something major happening if he's in town. Beckett is a historian of sorts. He's unearthed more vampire lore than anyone. Well, that's all Beckett does. Seek the truth behind our condition.
Let's ask Bertram at least one question before we go. He's got a lot of good information. In fact, he gives you exposition on each of the clans, so we can ask him about our own clan. Bertram, I have some serious questions for you.
What do you need?
Let's see. I've got a few questions. I had some
Like
questions
what?
about the clans.
Clans are just bloodlines, you know. A common root shared and passed on from sire
Another
to
clan.
child.
Tell me about the Tremere.
Mages. I don't have any reason to trust them. They're creepy, and I think they like it that way. But to be honest, I don't hear much about the Tremere. There's a few in LA, but all in all, there's not that many of them.
There's one right here for you not to trust.
Well, from what I hear, you're part of a dying breed.
Let's see. Later. Actually, let's ask him about Nox, too, because that's funny dialogue. I
What
met
do
your
you
Gould
need?
Nox.
I know you did. Sharp kid. Can track like a bloodhound. I watched him work for a while before I approached him. I had no idea how eager he would be to help.
You knew I did?
I knew you would. I had him watching you-know-who for me. It was inevitable you'd pass through her joint. I told him to keep an eye out for you, gave him lines to feed you, the whole bit.
But he needed my help. I killed an Asian vampire who was stalking him.
No, you helped me remove a spy without revealing myself or getting my hands dirty. Pretty good actor, that Nox. Huh?
Well played, Bertram. Well played.
Don't take it hard, fledgling. I won't be the last elder to milk you
I'm
for a
outta here.
favor. You better get back downtown. Prince LaCroix's gonna want to hear all
Okay.
about this victory.
So we finished the warehouse quest and talked to Bertram. With this, I think I'll conclude this chapter. So, as always, thanks for watching.